Yo, welcome to the Real Football Podcast, episode 11. I'm here with my guy Jake and Jackson, but we got a lot of more guests here today. It's not really even guests. This is legit the crew. We got David, John Chun, Luke, Will in the building. So how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Pretty good.
Good to be back.
Terrence, I would
Happy
love
to be here.
a Chun introduction. I want to hear what Chun's about.
Oh yeah, Chun, great guy, smartest guy we know for sure, best rapper in the game, and I don't even know, man, just a solid dude. Loves Leicester, by the way. Leicester supporter. Woo! First one in.
Recent.
Big rip.
Brand new. Yep.
Big rip.
Brand new Leicester supporter. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Had to leave City. They were scumbags, so it's all right. Had to make the move.
Had to make the move for sure. But hey,
Yeah.
we got a lot of things to talk about today. But the first thing we got to talk about is these Prem picks. So the Jackstradamus has lost that nickname now, and we actually got a new champ in the house. Jake, tell us what's up, man. How'd you do it?
Man, it's lonely at the top. I can tell y'all. Don't look for it. No, I mean, I don't know. I felt good about that City pick, and then the Wolves equalizer won it for me. I feel like it was luck. We'll see this week. I'll prove it wasn't this week, I guess.
Ooh, you saying you're a pretender or a contender?
Both.
For sure. Well, hey, look. So our first vid, we're going to talk about the games. There's a lot of games this weekend. A lot of different days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But today we're talking about the Friday, Saturday game. So we got Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Brighton, Liverpool, City, Burnley, Everton, Leeds, and West Brom, Sheffield. So we're going to start off with the Jackstradamus, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Who you got?
Well, I picked Crystal Palace to draw against Burnley, and they did worse than I thought. They lost. Actually dropped points to Burnley. And Crystal Palace are coming into this Newcastle game on a quick turnaround. Only they played yesterday, Monday, and they play again Friday. So I don't know who made the schedule, but Crystal Palace is not benefiting from that. No Zaha. He's got the virus. Newcastle's hoping to get Callum Wilson back. Even if they do get Callum Wilson back, I still see a draw. No matter what, I'm picking a 0-0 draw just with Callum Wilson, Zaha out. It could be 1-1, 2-2, but I got to go draw. Jake?
Yeah, both teams a little banged up here. I believe that Palace would be at more of a disadvantage, though, with Milijovic is suspended, and Zaha is probably he's not going to play. So, man, no Callum Wilson for Newcastle, but I'm just really down on Palace right now. I did not expect that to happen at all against Burnley. So, I had it down as a draw, and I've been going back and forth. I'm going to go Newcastle 1, Palace 0 here. I just don't know what Palace is going to create without Zaha. We saw that against Burnley. So I've got 1-0 Newcastle. Luke?
I'm actually thinking pretty similarly on this one. Crystal Palace did not look good against Burnley, and they still don't have their best player who creates a lot for them, does a lot for them. Newcastle, they're not bad. I mean, they're a lower half team, but missing Wilson will be bad. But St. Maximin's been okay. I mean, he's started to create chances, and really their defense didn't look too bad against Chelsea. They just needed to get some possession back. Chelsea kind of owned the game on possession, but overall, I mean, I think Newcastle didn't look too terrible last week. I think they can pull off a 1-0 victory this week. So I'm going to go 1-0. David, what you got? Or Chun. We're going to go to Chun.
David Chun. Yeah. Actually, I think I'm going to have to change the tone a little bit here and go for 1-0 the other direction. I was watching Crystal Palace Burnley, and I think Pope looked really good. But I think in some of the highlights, just Crystal Palace still had fluidity. They still had good movement. It's just they weren't really clinical on the finish. So I think if Crystal Palace uses that, maybe find some finishing touches, they can win 1-0 against Newcastle.
So you're going to go the same way.
So what do you think, Dave?
Sorry. So you're going to go the same way?
What? No, the opposite way.
bad.
So 1-0, yeah, so Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle
Okay.
0. Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
this is your first appearance, and you're acting like you've been on here for a minute. It took you one game to rock the boat, my guy.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. We rock the boat.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do start off early with my picks. My Burnley boys beat them last week, Crystal Palace. So we're going to start off again with the 2-0 win, Newcastle. And, they can't handle Burnley. They can't handle Newcastle. So, we're just going to start off with that. See? Go ahead.
Hey, good theory. I'm gonna go 2-1 here, Newcastle, but I do want to disagree with the Crystal Palace game. I don't think they didn't create chances. I agree more with Chun. I don't think they finished. Ezzy, I love him a lot. He looked good on the wing, and that's not his real position. Batshuayi was in position, but he just couldn't finish it. And AU played well as well, but it just didn't work. But even with that said, I do trust Newcastle to beat Palace. Newcastle, they'll lose a string of games but end up winning one, and this is the one they'll probably win. So next game on our slate is Brighton-Liverpool. Should be easy, right?
Yes. I think we were all astonished Sunday watching Liverpool, what they did to Leicester. No one had picked Liverpool to win. I especially picked Jamie Vardy to go off, do a hat trick, win 3-0. That was not the case. Liverpool showed that they're, even with a lot of injuries, they still have a lot of character. They're still really, really good. And with the way Jota and Firmino are playing, they're just sizzling. I just can't pick against Liverpool, and they're going to win 4-1. It's that simple. Jake?
I normally say, my friend John Chun said this, but man, I'm going to take it out of his mouth before he gets to say it. When Firmino scored that goal, he said, "Oh, brother, we've awakened the beast." This Liverpool team, man, I'm eating my words. I'd like to apologize to everyone at the facility. I'm sorry. Jurgen Klopp has proven to me he's the best manager in the world. No debate. Fabinho, player of the year, I guess. You can put him anywhere behind the wing, like leave him 6, 8, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can play anywhere, and he's incredible. Brighton just aren't going to do enough going forward for me. The thing is, against Liverpool, you're going to have to score 3 to win, 2 to draw. So I don't see Brighton getting anything here. I've got Liverpool 2-0, pretty much no problem. Luke, what you got?
Yeah, I don't know that anybody's going to pick against Liverpool. Maybe David. He picked Burnley last week. So I do think Liverpool they're going to kind of have less to play for this week. They don't have that, may not be quite as fired up this week considering they're playing Brighton. But I think they're going to win, obviously. I think that Brighton might squeak in a goal maybe in garbage time, but I'm looking at a 2-1 win. So, Chun, what you got?
Yeah, I think the boat is going to remain on a steady course here. I'd say that Liverpool has got to get the win. But I will give Brighton one goal because Welbeck had that disgusting chip in that last game that I really liked watching. So maybe he finds a moment of magic, brings them one. But, yeah, the way Liverpool played against Leicester, as a Leicester fan, they described it best. It looked like a training match for Liverpool. They were just having their way with us, and it was not consensual. So I just I'll go Liverpool 3-1. What do you got, Dave?
You can't. Anyway, I'm going to choose Liverpool 3-0. There's no reason to bet against them right now, especially coming off of a win against Leicester, Last week I picked Leicester because I was like, they have something to prove here, they want to stay, so that they can hang with the big dogs at the top, but they did not do that. So I'm going to not bet against Liverpool again, and I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
Yo, for sure. Yo, so, me and Jake been fighting about this for a while. I actually changed my pick to Liverpool, but it was off camera, so it didn't count. Yeah. But I knew, I didn't know it was going to be that dominant. Like, I had a feeling Liverpool was going to win, but I was like, maybe. But then, watching that game, I was just shocked, man. I think it's Klopp. I really do. I got Liverpool winning 3-1. But one thing that I'm scared about, you know what happened last time? Nobody picked Brighton. And they showed up like, hey, is the curse going to continue?
Playing Liverpool.
That's true.
Brighton have found a new identity with 2 at the top now because it was just Mape handling all the business up there. But now they got Danny Welbeck up there, and they've just looked a lot better since then. They've got Liverpool this week.
We're pretty sure after last week that Brighton does in fact watch the show, but I don't think that the motivation is going to help them enough here.
True.
This is my long list of things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to pick against Liverpool until they lose.
Yeah, facts. I mean, for sure. Next game, it's a game against two teams in the bottom half. So, which is weird to say, we got Man City, Burnley.
Man City in the bottom half, I still can't believe it. I've been watching for the last 3 years. Man City's always been up there at the top. And now here at the bottom half with that loss to Tottenham, I thought they were going to beat Tottenham. They didn't. They really need 3 points. They're going to beat Burnley. I know Burnley did get their first victory. I'm very proud of them. But Burnley is nowhere near City's level. So I got to go City 2-1.
Yeah. These teams have identities. The year that Arsenal should have won the league over Leicester, they had the best record against Big Six clubs. They lost the title because they couldn't finish against the smaller teams. Manchester City is famous for putting away these smaller teams. They always show up on these games.
Yeah.
I think it'll be tough coming off of the letdown like that, so I do have them conceding 1 goal, but I've got City 2-1. I think they're just too much for them. Luke?
Yeah, I agree. Man City, the better team here. I do think that kind of they might go the other way and say, hey, we just got our butts kicked. Like, I'm ready to take it to this team because they can't play with us. And so I'm thinking 3-0. I think they're going to put them away and keep them there. And it'd just be a, nice, easy ride for them. What you got, Chun?
Yeah, I'll have to agree. Nice, easy ride probably sums it up pretty well. But I think I'll give Burnley a goal, but I think I'll give Man City one more goal. We'll say Man City 4-1. They're notorious for breaking out those really high-level score lines against teams that just aren't there. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they pull a draw or something, but my official one will be 4-1. But just because Man City, they're holding possession, controlling the game, but then we see they lose 2-0 to Tottenham. So I don't know if it's really straightforward, but yeah,
So
4-1.
it is. You a former City fan, holding the ball with no intent, unable to finish. It wasn't really like they were missing chances. Like, I mean,
yeah. I don't know. Kevin De Bruyne got forward a couple of times, and I mean, if he puts those in, the tone could change. I mean, they look. I think what's his name, Torres on the wing. I think he had a shot that looked good. It's just more fine in the back of the net, and Sterling really needs to fire it up, and that's where I feel like
Yeah.
I want anyone to go off in this Burnley game. I think if Sterling could catch some momentum, then that could be the tide shift for Man City they're looking for.
I don't think Torres needs to be starting on the wing, but that's just me.
I can see that.
I don't think De Bruyne should be starting at right mid, whatever he was in that 4-3-3.
I think the game. I mean, I think maybe they're planning on Champions League or something, but the starting lineup was a little weird that game. I don't know if that was Pep's excuse to lose, but Sterling didn't start. De Bruyne was out of position, so I can see those arguments. David, who you got?
Well, my Burnley boys, pulling out for me last week, helped me get second place for my first, ever, predictions. But
True.
I'm gonna give them 1 goal, so they can carry on that momentum, but they're not gonna win. They're not gonna pull it out against City. City's too good. I'm not stupid, guys. So it's gonna be. I'm going City 2-1, but it's gonna be a hard fought game for absolutely because Burnley's gonna come off that high. So 2-1.
Yeah, I got a Man City 3-0. I kind of agree with Luke. One of the games where you come back, you're mad, you're upset, you smack them. They're notorious for doing that. And yes, I think this is Sterling's game to step up and bag some home as well. But our second to last game for the Friday-Saturday matchup, and this is a hard one for me. David, maybe it's easier for you, but you got Everton versus Leeds.
This is a tough one to pick because it's such a good matchup.
Yeah.
Everton coming out Sunday after a few losses, they got back on track. Looked really, really good in the first half. Richarlison back, James, Calvert-Lewin up top. It just worked for him, and just some beautiful goals, like the way Everton wanted to play. And then you concede that goal in the first half, and then should have conceded another one, and then should have conceded another one on that penalty. And then I think Everton were really lucky to get out there with the victory. And I think it's because there's some weak spots in the defense. Mina hasn't been great for them. Hopefully he can figure out what he's been doing and, closing in on the space, just be a better defender than he is now. Leeds it obviously prepared for Arsenal. And I think they're going to, Vilsa is going to have them prepared for Everton this week. And it comes down to, I just think Everton's got the upper hand here. They're better going forward. There's a more complete team, more experience. They're going to win 2-1. Jake?
I'm going to go ahead and toss out these questions because I'm going so early. You guys can answer if you want. Is Calvert-Lewin the real deal? First of all, I know Terrence wants to talk about that. Second of all, James at right winger, is that the move? I don't
That's
know.
what they've been doing.
I don't really like him being out there. I see him more as an 8 or a 10, and he's gone out and he's trying to create from wide areas, and it seems to whatever. I've got Leeds 3-1 here. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Woo!
Leeds looked incredible against Arsenal. Okay, like I know that they hit the post 3 times. I mean, honestly, Arsenal looked better when they went down to 10 men.
They did.
Leeds hit the post 3 times. It could have been a massacre, really. And it just looked like Bielsa was just better than Arteta every step of the way. Like I never had a doubt. Like I never thought that Arsenal was going to win the match, except for that handball, whatever. I just think that Everton has too many things wrong at the back. I think that Leeds are going to put 2 or 3 past them. And then if they do you think Bielsa is really going to concede that many goals? He's not going to allow that to happen. Pickford was at fault for the first goal in my eyes. I don't think that he saves the 3rd goal even without the deflection. So, I mean, I don't have any problems with the goals, how they were scored by Fulham. I think they were Everton's fault. I've got Leeds 3-1 here. Probably a shock. I'm probably going to stand alone like I did for Tottenham, but y'all saw how that worked out. So, yeah, I've got Leeds 3-1. Luke?
I really like the potential of this being a shootout, a barn burner. I said that last week. I said that about a game, and I think I was completely wrong. I don't even remember what game I said. But, I mean, we're talking Leeds, who likes to score. Everton likes to score. Everton also likes to get scored on. And so I like the idea that this could be a really fun game to watch. I think Everton's going to ultimately win it. I've got Everton winning 3-2. But I think that this is going to be a really back and forth. And like Jake said, like I said last week, I'm not picking Everton to get a clean sheet until they actually show me they can do it, because last week was a prime opportunity and they couldn't pull it off. Yeah, they've got to show some type of defense moving forward, or like their title hopes aren't they're in question big time. So yeah, 3-2 Everton. Chum, what you got?
Oh yeah. Actually, Jake, you're not going to stand alone here, buddy. I'm right with you. I was thinking Leeds for the win. Their manager terrifies me. I would probably go for them most games. Anyone that stays in a squad for 90 minutes definitely has my respect. But I'll say the Bamford's finishing is going to be what makes me think Leeds maybe will score less. I think I'll give Leeds a 2-1 victory over Everton. Just because if you're Everton, I think you wanted a better game against Fulham. I think he wanted a more controlled game, just a more clean game to really start to stand out as more of a top-tier squad. But, yeah, I think I'll have to go Leeds 2-1. What do you got, Dave? Sorry, Dave.
What?
Sorry for just your squad, bro. It's your squad.
All right, man. It's all right. Hey, look, it's okay to be wrong. Anyway.
Whoa.
I got my boys coming in with the dub 3-2. And I do agree that we were very weak in the defense. But with Patrick Bamford's, sketchy finishing, I think we pulled giving them 2, and we can get 3. I do agree with Jackson that we were very good going forward in the first half. We put away some good goals, but we also had like 3 or 4 missed chances right in front of the goal. Was Charleston messing like right point blank, or just missing the ball point blank? I mean, T, you know how I feel about the guy. I mean, we get some money. You know what I'm saying? Moise Keane's been doing great over there. Bring him back. I don't know, just something. I don't know. But if Charleston can step up and finish those goals right over the middle, like literally, like I don't know, he bottled one like just between his feet. I don't know if he can finish like that, like we need him to. We can get away with 3-2.
For sure. 3-2 Everton. I appreciate your support. You got to stick with your team, kind of like Jackson does too much. But we'll talk about the underachieving Wolves a little later. But yeah, man, I think the first thing I want to address is Jake's question. Is Calvert-Lewin for real? I still think no, but at the end of the day, I think he is. I mean, it's a goal a game for him is what it looks like at the moment. So, but I think the bigger thing, and one thing I've been thinking about is like, who's more important? Like, what's more important for Everton? James Rodriguez or Everton's back line? And I feel like Everton's back line is what happens when they win or lose. Like, James, he's going to produce. He's going to do well. But at the end of the day, if Keane and Yerry Mina, Digne, and I don't know who's is Coleman's hurt.
Ben Godfrey.
Yeah, and Ben Godfrey. If they don't hold it down, it doesn't matter what James does. It doesn't matter what Ledwin does. They're gonna lose. So with that being said, I do like Richarlison being back. 2 reasons. 1, he's on my fantasy, so trying to dominate Jackson. But 2, I think he does add an element. Bernard is good, but you would take Richarlison over Bernard. Maybe not David, but
No, I would. No,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate the guy. Like, he's obviously good, but it's just like he just misses like
for sure.
point blank.
Sure.
I mean, like you don't do like it's like what's it called? It's like a Sterling right now. Like,
Yeah,
if you're in front of the goal, you don't. Yeah, sorry.
for sure.
No.
I got a 2-2 draw here. I think Everton is suspect. Like at the end of the day, I would pick Everton to win, but I'm going 2-2. I think Leeds will score against them. And I think Leeds is better. Like, if you look at Fulham, they beat Fulham 3-2. Leeds is better than Fulham. Leeds will have more of the possession. Like, it'll just take away from what Everton thrives on. So that's why I'm leaning on a draw. But it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be great. There should be goals. And our last game of the Friday-Saturday slate is a game that is hard to call, too. West Brom versus Sheffield. Jake, are you going to watch this full game, start to finish, man?
No.
All right, Jackson, what you got?
Well, first you said you're catching up to me on fantasy, and you did pass me. That's because I'm don't have Ings, first of all, and Vardy didn't show up for Sunday's game. And I haven't been making the best decisions on defenders. Well, I'm going to start my Sheffield defenders this week so they can get that clean sheet against West Brom. They looked a whole lot better against West Ham. I was proud of them. I've been high on Sheffield probably because of how awesome they were to watch last season. And they're playing a lot better. They just haven't got the results. I think they're going to get this win against West Brom. West Brom have proven to me that they cannot score unless they play Chelsea. It's just bad for them going forward all the way around. Sheffield 1-0. Very tame game. Probably a lot of fouls, but it'll be a fun one to watch. Jake?
Add this to the list. I'm not picking Sheffield until they win. I think that these are the 2 worst teams in the Premier League. I don't think neither of them provide anything for me going forward. I expected more out of Sheffield, of course, but I'm still, you got to live on current form a little bit. I've got an extremely boring 0-0 draw. There will be chances at the end, but I don't see them going across the line. I've got a really boring game here, 0-0. I'll probably check it out. It'll probably be a shootout. You know how they are. But I've got 0-0. Luke?
Yeah, I will say Fulham and West Brom, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago, was actually a really fun game to watch. And they're both terrible. Sheffield is also the third of that group that is really terrible. So I think the potential is there. I also am going to try to use my head as much as I want to think that it could be like a 3-1 or something crazy. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I mean, both these teams, they're just not very good at scoring, but they're also bad at playing defense. So I'm hoping that maybe they can trade off a couple and we'll call it a 1-1 draw. John, what you got?
Yeah, I think the theme of boring viewing will probably be what I'm feeling. I think that if you watch the highlights for these, you might be watching about 2 minutes worth of video. I can see very few chances, definitely some scrappiness in the midfield, but maybe some personal bias with the West Brom love. And also, I feel like maybe even though Man U got the win, controlled the game, I think West Brom could have done something against them because, well, first off, not a fan of Man U, but second of all, I feel like they were hard done by on some calls. So I think I'm going to go West Brom 1-0 against Sheffield United. Dave, what do you think?
Last week, Sheffield let me down, but I'm gonna back them one more time.
Okay.
Going with the 2-0 dub.
2.
Yeah,
Two.
Two. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get this one right. I'm
Is this
like
2
100%
legs?
sure I'm getting this
Or-
one right, huh?
Is this like 2 legs? Like they play
Yeah, like-
or?
Haven't they scored 3 goals all year?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure they have 3 goals.
Nothing. Hey, no time like the present to turn it around.
Hey,
All
fact.
I
season.
can't believe you guys are doubting Mystic Dave.
Exactly.
That's
not-
Last week, last 2 games got me in second place. I'm gonna trust the boys.
It's not a Monday game. I'm not listening to him.
True.
That's fair.
I got a one. Let me check. Yeah, I got a 1-0 win for Sheffield. I think, and I know Jake, you're anti-Sheffield because they don't win, which makes sense. But Sheffield, their attack is not bad. It's just they don't score. Like I think I watched them play last week. I mean, their last game. Like they'll create. I think they hit the post like what twice. Lundstrom.
Guys,
I think somebody smacked it at the end, like hit it as hard as they could. So their attack looks okay. Ryan Brewster starting off the bench, and I don't want to say anything against Sheffield's manager. Respect him, but I'm like, hey,
he didn't start over on Sunday. Brewster
Ryan
came
Brewster.
on in the 75th minute.
I know that's what I'm saying. So like, how are you not? You paid as much money. Your club is down. You gotta play like this. Ain't Man City where I got another person who's better. You gotta play this person. Maybe he was hurt. I heard something about he was a little bit unfit. But, yeah, I'm going Sheffield with a win. I trust their attack. West Brom, like, this game could be crazy. But scoring-wise, 1-0, Sheffield.
Sheffield's defensive record isn't the problem. Like,
No.
Liverpool and Everton have both conceded more goals than Sheffield. Like, people forget how good they are at the back. It's just forgotten with the fact that they cannot score anything.
Can't produce at all. Well, man, these are the games for the Friday, Saturday slate. Make sure you, 1, check out these games. 2, comment, like, subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram at Real Football Podcast. All right, stay tuned. There'll be another video coming up shortly of Sunday and Monday's games. Y'all take care. Peace.